This is Muscle HQ Audio and Visual Experience, episode 6, a really special episode. I have my co-host here on the left, Ali Siddiqui, as usual, Josh, Chuck Beef on the back behind the camera, and to my right are two very, very special guests, Eren Legend and Sophia DaCruz. Welcome to the show. Wonderful having you guys today.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us, my man.
That's awesome.
I don't know where to look right now. I'm so nervous.
I know. I'm like
straight ahead.
These guys look like they've been working out this whole time right now. I'm over here like, are we doing arm wrestling today?
No, we like to think of it as us just having a conversation, right?
Yeah.
So.
And just it flows naturally, and you feel comfortable. Have you done a podcast before?
Yeah, but you know what? I'm going to be honest. The setup that you guys have here is unlike anything that I've experienced. And it's just like, there's already such an energy and vibe, and you guys have been so hospitable as is. And
that's the whole Muscle HQ.
That's what we try to aim for with everything here, right? A welcoming feeling, right?
It's homey. It feels like home, straight up.
That's
amazing.
That's
And you've been here before, right?
I have. Sophia, she got me in. I had a great workout. I come into every single gym like, I'm not going to make friends. I'm going to have the sickest workout today. And I come in with my headphones, and it's always like, somebody sees you and asks you like, yo, is that legs or is that back? Or, you know? So I always just have a tendency to just, make friends. But when I came here for like the hour and a half,
he even came on with his mask, and people.
I trained with my
mask,
and yeah.
Wow, man.
And then at that point, he just took it off, and people were just, coming up to him and.
Wow.
And
are you used to that?
What's that?
Used to that at that gym?
And I'm to some degree I'm used to that. Either people are familiar with my Instagram or who I am or what I do, but what I wanted to say more than anything was that the environment that you guys had here was even more amplified. And if anything, since the pandemic, she had stated this herself. She loved coming to train here simply because, we're all considered equal. Before the pandemic, it was like people sneak diss in and looking like, oh, that guy's only benching 2 plates. And you don't care to know, are they coming off of an injury? Are they a carb depleter? What are they going through right now that maybe 225 pounds on a bench press doesn't seem like much to other people? But it was just such this beautiful, welcoming environment that you guys had here. And I noticed that I was able to actually make more friends than I usually do just by the environment that you guys have set up here. So kudos to you guys on that, straight up.
Thank you.
I really feel like the members here, we're all the same. You're coming to work out, and you don't when I go to other gyms, you don't want to look other people in the eye. Here it's we're all here to do the same thing, and it's work out because we have a passion for it, and that's why it's I can give someone a smile and nod and read people even if I don't have a conversation. And
you see here at Muscle HQ, we got people at all levels of fitness, right? And like you said, there's no judgment. It's just everyone is wherever they are in their journey, they're all working hard to get to the next level, right? So it's an atmosphere that brings everyone up.
And so if you've been here for a while with us, you saw some changes happen because you were here before the turf was done. You were here when the flooring was even done yet. You came in just before the transition, no?
I think so.
Yeah, because there was no turf when you first started.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But I swear, I was coming in, and I swear every time I came in, and I come in every day, there was something new. And I was I'd always come in, I'm like, no, something's different here. Something was moved or something was new, and I'm like, damn, these people just keep investing into this place. And I saw that, and I was like, wow, I really want to.
People take notice of those things too.
Yeah, I really wanted to do the 6-month commitment.
Thank you guys. Well, we do have a big shipment coming
tomorrow. Yeah, a lot of stuff coming in. So
do you want to give us a breakdown, Ali?
Yeah, definitely. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the workout equipment Panada. It's an Italian brand. This is all imported in.
Euro 2021 winners.
Oh yeah.
Forza Italia.
So we're bringing that in for our members. Obviously we've been shut down the past 2 weeks, unfortunately, but just the support that we got from all of our members, this is just a way for us to say thank you to everybody and to make HQ an even better place for them when they come back. So like I said, we're very excited for those pieces to come in. We're getting, I can't even list, the list is, it's a long list.
Tell us the list, man.
All right. So we got another leg extension coming in, right? Because obviously it is a popular piece. And
there for that.
Of course, yeah. We're getting a converging shoulder press machine, right? So it goes in at the top, right?
Oh.
Nice in the joints for people like me. And then we've got, what do we got? A donkey calf raise machine coming in,
that.
right? We've got a new jungle gym coming in, right? We got a functional trainer.
Yeah.
Just a lot of good things to make the gym a little more complete.
Upgraded.
Of course, upgrading.
Yes.
Obviously, all brand new,
Yes.
all branded colors, right? So
we want to make sure the environment here is something that you would want to come here and call home. This is your fitness.
Well, it already felt like that.
Yeah.
It already felt like that, you know, and like Soph was saying too, it's like the environment here that you guys set up and like the amount of care and attention to detail that you put into the experience, into the Muscle HQ experience is something that you notice and feel right the second when you walk in through the door.
It means a lot.
You know, so to know that you guys actually care about the people that come in here and the community as well is huge, because a lot of gyms are just there. You know, like equipment's broken and like nothing's maintained, nothing's innovative. It's more just like, well, we just know people are going to use it because it's there. Whereas you guys are like, how do we make this the best experience? How do we actually create something that people are proud of and proud to share with other people too? And I think that's what health and wellness should be about.
And what definitely drove that is passion. You know,
Fitness, it's done amazing things for me personally, for my partner here, Sobhi. He can tell you about his transformation, but you know, and we know how much we've improved as individuals from this, and to be able to provide this to all the members that we have at a time when this was illegal, essentially, right? It's crazy, right?
It's like, you want a membership, bro? I got like 2 for 5, 2 for 5, bro.
No, right? But to be able to, you know, it's crazy when members will stop you in the change room just to thank you for this, because this is how, no matter what people say about us trying to utilize a loophole to open, at the end of the day, we firmly believe that this is essential to all of our members, right? It is.
I'll be the first to say you guys are motherfucking heroes.
Thank you, man.
There you go.
Appreciate it. Thank you. How now? Going back to you guys, because you guys are, I mean, you've made a major impact in your life and how you've affected musicians and other professionals, because you even have a foundation that does this, where it supports others' growth. And I was actually exploring your page, and there's actually, I'm gonna go over a message that one of your, what you called a little bro, what he had to say about what you've done for him.
You're gonna put tears in my eyes
right
now.
And and it's from Altur Santos, and he said, Papi, God put us in our paths for a reason. I can even describe in words how grateful I was to find a brother when I needed them most. Even when everyone turned their back on me, you never forgot that. You didn't even know me, a stranger in your home. I don't even know how I can thank you enough for being such an amazing brother to me. This is a moment everything was meant to be the way it did. I always said you saw a light when nobody else did. I had no money, no place to stay. I got sick, no job, no family, nobody to run to, and you were there. My brother for life, Eren Legend, IFBB Pro. Love you, bro. So you've done wonders for others. Now, if some of you guys may not know Eren Legend, right? Eren
I wasn't
Legend
gonna cry today, guys. Shit.
is to describe who he has a legendary portfolio, which is very fitting to the name. We know him as a world champion, Team Canada gold medalist, IFBB Pro, 7-time internationally published cover model, an actor, public speaker, fashion designer, and now a hip-hop artist. Mind you, he's Canada's first ever physique Olympian, 5-time natural champion. This list is so long I have to save in my notes, okay? So it's going to go on for a little bit longer. Created Legend Nation to establish more opportunities for Canadian athletes and social media influencers. We just read Azur's messages towards you. We know the accolades, the medals, the glory, but we don't know your favorite song from your very own lineup, right? Is it Smooth Bass, Now or Never?
Oh,
Not
shit.
Perfect, People Change? What's your favorite song that you've wrote, man?
Oh my god.
Because he's also an artist, and I've listened to some of your songs, man, and I like a few of them. But we don't know what your favorite is, because nowhere did I find on the internet you speak about your favorite song.
My favorite song is not even on the internet.
No, you haven't launched it yet?
We launched it a long time ago, Legend
Then you took
Gang.
it down.
We had to take it down.
That one's a banger.
So why was it
That's the only
taken
banger.
down? What happened?
It was taken down because, you know, let's just say not creative differences, but let's just say Altur Santos's music needs to be preserved, and he had a feature on the track, and you know, just with management, you know, business.
Yeah, just business.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? You could hear it because it's still kind of out there. I'm going to send it to you guys.
Okay.
but-
Yeah, we
All
want to
right.
hear it,
Oh
man.
yeah.
Yeah?
We'll
'Cause
play
we'll
it in
add
the
it to our
gym.
playlist.
We'll play it in the gym.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's an experience. I would love to work out
Oh,
to
yeah.
that. I would
Yeah.
love to. Oh, man.
It took us like 3 hours to do it because the thing is this. The thing that people don't really know, or, you know, maybe you guys kind of know this about me, is I love to write. I love to write. And I used to write, you know, not captions, but posts. And I used to be very philosophical about what I was talking about. And it used to be something that I was known for, and people would seek a lot of inspiration through the words that I was sharing. And I don't even know prophetically how it all came to me. It's just as I went through life, I would just have these experiences, and I would have this thought and be like, I need to share this with the people. And it was on Facebook at the time. I wasn't quite on Instagram at the time. And I just love to write. Like, literature is something that I'm very passionate about, right?
That's amazing.
So when it comes to actually writing lyrics and, like, you know, raps or poetry or whatever you want to call it, you you know, I come from a family of musicians as well. Like my two older brothers were
Yeah.
into music. So I would just, you know, I understand the melody and stuff like that. I'm not nearly as good as Alter Santos, like facts, like not even a quarter of a quarter of a quarter. He's like the best ever in my opinion. But when it comes to writing lyrics, it's just like, there's just witty double entendre and just different ways that you could kind of like deliver messages that I feel.
You're always really good with that.
It sounds like it's just the ability for you to be creative with what you're trying to express.
That's all it is. You know, everything in my life, you know, it's funny because all of the accomplishments and things that you've listed there,
Long list. Fucking long. I had to scroll twice. Fucking thing never ended.
I appreciate it, but
I had to copy and paste because I didn't want to type it out. I said, fuck typing this shit out. This is a long list. God dang. Good for you, man.
I appreciate it, bro. But like,
I know you're giving a lot of props to the other guy, but god dang, bro. Your list is so
Thank you.
fucking long, man. I had to copy and paste that
Thank
shit.
you, bro.
Give yourself some credit, man.
Sorry for the effort,
Yeah.
bro.
Not
But I mean, you know, it's like, bro, life is short. Life is fucking short, and I just want to be able to experience and try different things, you know. And I always used to say, like,
And do very well at them.
you know, I appreciate that, but it's like, it's an opinion, you know, because at the end of the day, I'll never claim that I'm good at something, or I'll never actually claim, this is like something about me that a lot of people don't know
Always
too.
hungry.
I'm always hungry, but I'll never claim professionally that I'm something until I got paid for it. So I wasn't a writer until I got paid. I wasn't an actor until I got paid. I wasn't a professional athlete till I got paid, or a sponsored athlete, or a fashion
man.
designer, or anything like that. So for me, like, I do photography as well. Like, you know, there's some real photographers up in here and videographers, so kudos to them. But I haven't gotten paid to do any photography, and I do a lot of photography for my own like Legend Apparel brand.
Yeah.
But
You
I don't
do all your photography, no? And you
Yeah.
use your friends too, your own personal friends.
Yeah. So that's actually something that I want to talk about, because that's like the thing I'm the most proud of. People are like, you got to the Olympia stage, you were Canada's first ever world champion, like, you must be so fucking proud. And I'm like, actually, Legend Apparel is the one thing that has given me so much empowerment and so much self-identity. Soph has seen me work on that tirelessly with actually a very close friend of mine, KK.
KK, yeah.
And you guys know about KK, and KK is like the creative designer for like all
Mommy
things Legend.
KK.
She's Mommy KK.
That's how we call her,
We
Mommy
love her.
KK.
She's a mom of 3, and she still takes the time to like reinvest into the Legend
Superwoman.
brand and everything.
And she's the graphic designer behind it?
She's more than just a graphic designer, but yeah, like, that's pretty much the main emphasis that she has. She's the glue that keeps everything together. So
Yes.
if I can say something about why Legend Apparel means so much to me, Legend Fitted Apparel means so much to me, is because, you know, everybody's like, they think it's an apparel line based off of my last name, which is so jokes to me, because it's more than that. It's bigger than me, you know? And if you actually look at the photos on the page, I'm not in many, like, I've very consciously made an effort to not be in as much media for the apparel brand as I possibly
You
can.
even talk about that too, man. That you use the people around you. And
Saw that.
How many people
Shit.
actually support? Well, I even have photos of the actual
Shit.
definition of Legend.
My guy right here. Damn.
He's gone above and
so
beyond
good
to
right
even
now.
keep his close circle next to him. And this is the type of guest we want on the show, where somebody who's not only involved in the community, but helps the people around him grow, right? And you can see this through Super K, through even Sophia. I mean, she came here and she brought us people. She brought us friends. The list was endless that you brought us referrals. And you've continued to support our business and grow us here. The two of you are what ideal persons of society are, right? But what your brand has done, because I know you started this brand in 2013. You had a lot of ups and downs. Actually, as a matter of fact, there's a post here where you talk about it, and I actually also screenshotted this. I want to read this as well. In the past 9 months, to bring you something we feel we'll be proud to represent. I started Legend Apparel back in 2013. It's been a roller coaster and a half. So many ups and downs, sleepless nights, frustrating moments where I wanted to give up. But seeing the smile on people's faces when they wear their Legend Apparel truly empowered and inspired me not to give up. We took some time to reflect on bringing new designs that are something everyone can love. I started this brand not for it to bear my name. This brand is so much bigger than me. Amazing, man. I want to give all my friends the opportunity to be models. I shoot about 99% of these photos, but also I want to use it as a tool to bring people together and give them an identity that empowers them. I love hearing stories from you that met someone somewhere and made me a friend out of them. And because you recognize the brand, that means more to me than you'll ever know. We have more than 5 collections coming in the next few months. I'm proud to tell you that Legend is back. It's time to find a defining time. This is Legend Apparel and what it stands for, right? And it's a wonderful meaning. And whoever says that it's someone plastering their last name hasn't looked into your business, man. And we did look into you, and like I said, we wouldn't bring a guest on that we felt was selfish. You know, even though being selfish in striving in your ultimate self, I'd say is healthy. but you're such a selfless person to the point where you grow those around you. There's a lot of people who talk the talk, you walk the walk, and we love what we do. And
Appreciate this.
And it, like you said, it didn't come easy, right? And you're also a champion of humility, right? Because even though we say you're a wonderful person, you always say, I got help, this. You never really take full credit, and I think that's a wonderful thing to have. I think what you're doing is great, and your platform is wonderful, man. And I think if you keep going, you're gonna do something great. Something huge, man.
You guys are putting some tears up on my eye right now, bro.
No, man,
I wasn't expecting this. I thought we were gonna come here and talk about like lifting weights and
we're
shit.
feels
But
so
like,
big.
holy
It's
shit.
coming, man. It's a lot, but the thing is,
it is, yeah.
But that's the thing. I think a lot of people like the post that came on about Muscle HQ. This is a gym rat gym for gym rats who don't care about, they're anti-vaxxers, don't care about the community, don't care about the people. And I want to shed a light at a professional bodybuilder, an IFBB pro, 5-time champion, first-time Canadian, and a gold medalist, right? Somebody who sounds like a gym rat, but it's so much more than that. And I want to shed light on that first before we talked about the bodybuilding, because you're more than just a bodybuilder, you're also human.
Thank you.
Right? Who has passions, who has things outside of the sport that are also meaningful and can impact the community in a positive light. And you've done a wonderful job doing so, right? And I think that you're so much more than just a bodybuilder. Right? So we will get to the bodybuilding, but there's so much more to you. And I think that people deserve to know that Muscle HQ's members, such as Sophia, right, who is also
We're everyday people.
everyday people, right?
But
Because
they've all got their own stories, right? And their
Exactly.
stories are something that everyone can resonate. And it's at the end of the day, the gym is a place where everyone is coming to better themselves, right? And
Bottom line.
that's what it is.
Bottom line. And you know, I'll say one thing about the apparel, which you actually talked on in the post there, and I want to get into what you guys said about like fitness and bodybuilding and what it means to me as well. But for the Legend apparel, like you guys said, like for me, I've been on the cover of magazines, I've been on TV, I've done all these things and stuff like that. So I wanted the opportunity to put a smile on people's face, like you read in those words there, to give them that opportunity to be a model or whatever it is. And being able to like just recruit my friends and be like, you know, come and just throw on a Legend hat or something. We're going to go for a walk around the block, 20 minutes, grab a coffee, shoot the shit, catch up with them. Like I'm literally like hanging out with my friends, shooting photos, and the smile on their face when I'm scrolling through, I'm like, do you like this one? And they've never seen themselves the way that I can see them. And you said this too, is like, I'm able to bring, it's not maybe that I'm able to, but I think that I was born with this skill somehow, or this trait, to be able to elevate the people around me. And the only real secret that I was able to kind of determine how I'm able to do that is because I could really see the positive in people. I could see the power that people have that they might not be able to see in themselves. And I know that you guys are really good at doing that too, but that's like the foundational core of who I am. Is like I see somebody and I'm able to be like this, and they might just be like, oh no, like, you know, I wrote a caption about this the other day. I said, become your wins, not your losses. You know?
Amazing.
And for a lot of people, I look at them and I see the talent in them, and I'm like, let's just push that nerve.
You know, it's crazy you say that, because I know obviously you're a personal trainer. It's a big part of kind of what you do. Me myself, I come from a personal training background as well, and what it made me realize when I was training is that there's so many people that don't have anyone supporting them.
Yeah.
They have no one in their corner, and that's, you know, I wouldn't have gone to where I am, and I'm sure you wouldn't have either without the support from the people around you, right? So I was hoping we could actually talk a little bit about that, the training and kind of your
All
move.
of it, man. You guys got me here, man.
yeah, actually,
so-
the personal training you want to talk about, or what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, let's talk about the move, and let's talk about kind of what's coming up for you that you're very excited about, some upcoming projects, whatever you're able to talk about.
Well, I'll make a Muscle HQ exclusive today.
Amazing.
Or a Legend exclusive, or an exclusive in general, but I'm going to be moving to LA. Right?
And so if you're going with him, right? You're moving.
Well, no, I'm not going with. Well,
Because you're moving too. Sadly, we're losing Sophie for September.
It's very sad.
maybe longer, but I'm happy about that because now I get to train longer at Muscle
Amazing.
HQ. But no, I'm actually going to Miami with Alter Santos.
That's lucky.
Alter Santos, baby.
And what are you doing in Miami? So, because I know we didn't really shed light on what Soph does, because Soph is also multifunctional. She does multiple things. She's actually traveling to Miami.
She's dope as fuck.
She's a PR director. She's also an interior architect designer. She does a ton of work. She has multiple Instagram pages. If you follow her on Instagram, I think Josh can attach her Instagram handle on the YouTube right there. And also, I believe it's Sophia DaCruz on Instagram. You can see that she has multiple pages where she does a lot of work. Tell us what you're doing in Miami, because you said you do PR work. And what is that on the level because you do for A-list celebs? So on that level in your culture, what do you? It's difficult. It's difficult to even look at it that way, from my point of view, because we just post Instagram stories, and to us that's our PR. You're moving countries to do PR work. So I mean, that's a whole different level that I can only ask, what is that?
No. It's honestly a lot much more like more of a life-changing experience for me, and it's not so much like that. So I met Alter Santos. To me, he's known as Robert. I met him about, I think, almost 2 years now. It's gonna be almost 2 years. I met him at a time in my life where I was a little bit down, and I always loved music. And I remember I met him through another friend, Primo, and he's another Latin artist in Toronto. And I would always go with them to the studio, and I would see the way they would like mix the music and put it together, how much work and effort and time consuming. Like I would put the headphones on and he'd play the same verse over and over and over, adding beat after beat, and I just appreciated music from there. So then I just, as a friend, like sometimes I would just help him out, and his career has started to escalate a lot. Big things are happening, not that I can discuss, but a lot of music will be dropping soon, and we're going to be going to Miami, and I'm going as his friend and also his support system.
And so that's pretty big, though, because I mean, you say it so mildly. Oh, I just support him, but if his life has been elevated to this degree, I mean, there's a big contributing factor from you, right?
Absolutely.
If someone's flying you out with them. So, what are some things you did with Alter Santos that you'd say elevated his career to where it is now?
For me and Robert, I feel like we've been friends for so long that I've seen him at a different point in his life. To where he is now, I've been through the entire experience. Same with Eren. And me and Robert have such a special bond. It's so hard to like even talk about sometimes how much I understand him and he understands me. And people think we're dating sometimes, but I want to make it clear, ladies, we're not dating. He is just my best friend, and I understand him and he understands me, and I know how to support him and he knows how to support me mentally and all the time. Yeah.
And Eren, you're in a relationship too, right? You're in a relationship.
Yeah, I was actually just going to say we are like a family. Like straight up, like we're actually like a family. Like we would spend every single day together. When I mean every single day, I mean...
And KK as well.
And KK too. Every single... Like we would have sleepovers and shit. Like working.
Every weekend. Together, working, supporting each other. We had
partying,
like,
whatever. Like every single thing was like... We all just jumped into like... It's like a fire. It's like sitting around a campfire. Everybody's bringing some wood or just kind of contributing or like, I got the marshmallows, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Good for you guys.
It's like we all just had... a shared interest in each other's wellness and growth and everything, you know?
Kind of relationships you need in your life.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like...
They see a reflection of your circle, right?
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about it. Like Santos actually, like I have the Legend logo here tatted
That's
here.
sick.
KK has the Legend logo. Santos has it too. We're just waiting on Soph.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
I love Eren, but that's a
I'm a
hard
pretty
commitment.
complicated person. Soph and our relationship's
Eren.
interesting. We're like brother sister, but
But we all
support
enhanced
each other.
We enhanced each
Yeah.
other. That's what it was. Like we all like really like we were so unproblematic, and we are like just it's
I was
a very
probably the most
strong
problematic person in the family.
Yes, but like no. We all enhanced each other. We all have our issues, but at the end of the day, we all love each other, and we're always going to support each other forever.
It's facts.
That's amazing. Now, going back to the bodybuilding portion of things, because we were just getting to that,
Yes.
and then we kind of circled off. You won. I mean, obviously, you got your pro card, right? And you did it, and you won 5 times, right? And so it's and you're a world champ, and you're also a gold medalist, right? Ali can relate to this.
I've got a question about this whole thing. So me, myself, I started competing in 2016, and I competed every single year up until this whole pandemic, right? And I know that once you're in the lifestyle, it kind of cages you in, and there's a lot of people that get sucked into it, and they're doing it for 10, 20, 30 years, right? And it's very restrictive, and I'm just wondering, what made you escape that lifestyle?
I mean, yeah, obviously, great question. I think to give the best answer for that, I'd have to start at the start, and it would be a very long story. So I'm just going to condense as much as I can, okay? So I'm from Ottawa, and my father and I I was working for a gym at the time, Freeform Fitness, and it was like the most executive gym that you could work in. It wasn't even a gym, it was a fitness studio. Like a lot of prestige and allure and all these things. It wasn't actually like a bodybuilding focused gym at all. If anything, it was the opposite, right? However, the owner of the gym was a bodybuilding junior Canadian natural champion of some sort, right? I had an opportunity to work there at that gym, and men's physique and bikini division were actually emerging in 2012. And he was like, Eren, you would be great at doing this, And I was like, I don't have any interest in being a bodybuilder or anything like that. I'm just already working in my craft. I had gone to college and stuff like that. I was just focused on helping people with their fitness, their health, and their wellness. That was it, bottom line, right? And I was obviously in shape because I'd been in athletics my whole life. So I was like, all right, I'll propose the idea to my father. My dad's Turkish. So I was like, well, let's see how this goes over. And I presented the idea. I was like, I'm going to be a bodybuilder, in 2012, I think it was. And he was like, no, academics over athletics, blah, 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 right? Finally, I sat down with him. I showed him like some of the Olympians because it was like inaugural year of men's physique competitions and stuff. I said, you could be an IFBB pro. You could do all these things. I had always been fascinated with the bodybuilding industry. And he's like, I will pay for your flights, pay for your hotels, pay for your tan, pay for your food, pay for your supplement, pay for your gym membership, pay for everything that you need in order to be a champion and be successful. You just have to stay natural and not do steroids, is what he said to me. So I was like, all right, you do your part, I do mine. And that's how my story began. So I got into all the competitions. I won a lot of the competitions. I was undefeated for some time in the natural stream. And then I was able to earn my pro card as Canada's first world champion, which happened in Canada as well, which was like
super competitive.
But it was like 47 countries from around the world, and it's such a long story. If I get into the details of that, I was just talking to her about it the other day, but I was able to. This is the proudest moment for me, is that the Canadian anthem was only played once whenever an athlete from that country would win at the World Championships, and I was able to get it to play twice. So it was and it was at the end of the day, it was 10, 11 p.m. Brazil won, Brazil national anthem, China, boom, there they are, Spain, whatever, everybody, but we're in Canada for the World Championships. All the Canadian athletes are there. Team Canada's there. Canadian national anthem was not heard once until I was able to win, gold in first place in that show. So that's something I just wanted to share with you guys that I was really proud about. And, my whole journey had always been about being inclusive. Even to this day, everything that I do isn't I, it's we, right? So when I would go to a competition, I'm like, Canada's coming to the New York Pro. Canada's coming to, I competed in Italy and stuff like that, right? And it was always about us, because I knew that if I went in with that, I'm coming to fuck shit up type of mentality, I would generate a lot of hate. And having the last name legend, already generated a lot of who the fuck does this guy think he is type of interest, you know what I mean? So I had climbed the ladder, in competition. And for me, it was just about actually getting to the Olympia stage. That's all I ever wanted to do. But I got to compete at the Arnold Classic. I got to meet Arnold as well, which was another dope story because I wasn't supposed to meet him. I actually wasn't even supposed to be backstage that day. A whole bunch of crazy shit. And, to kind of make a long story short, the main reason why I left the industry wasn't just because as a natural athlete competing in the IFBB Pro Leagues, which aren't drug tested, it became increasingly competitive. Even though I won the Vancouver Pro as a natural athlete, which is a pro level show, I was still able to do that in 2015. And that's what punched my ticket to the Olympia. I just found that it was so hard to stack up against these guys. And I never had an issue with anybody taking enhancements. It was just, this was the promise and commitment that I made to my father, so I couldn't really betray that promise, and I've never had a problem with it. Like all my friends, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. But that was something that kind of influenced my decision. But the main reason was just the bullshit politics that I saw in the industry. And I saw a lot of dark shit. And, it's a very superficial industry. And I saw a lot of people get glorified for how they look or the type of money that they put forward or the type of team that they were on as opposed to the type of person that they were. And for me, at the end of the day, integrity has been the ultimate driving force in anything that I'm passionate towards doing. And I'm the type of, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but I'm the type of nigga that, I don't give a fuck, man. Yeah. You either move straight or you move sideways. And if you're moving sideways, nigga, I'm moving straight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
you walked away from this.
advice.
Decision to stop and head in another direction. Now, did you feel lost, or did you kind of already have a game plan of what you wanted to do?
I mean, see, this is the funny thing. Like, I got to go back in my mind about it, but I have always had that, type of characteristic and that trait, like I was saying, that I'm able to bring people together. So I think for me, it was like, I felt like I already had the cheat codes to life. I was like, you know what? I'm the key ingredient in the formula of success. Mm-hmm. So as long as I continue to apply what I know and who I am, because I consider myself to be a people person, I think that that's like the strongest force, of like what allows me to do what I do in different industries. But being a people person, I was like, I'll figure it out. Mm-hmm. I'll just inject myself into this industry here, and then boom.
And you'll be successful at whatever it is you put your mind to.
Yeah, and like I don't come from much too, like with my family and stuff like that. So, what they say is like anything more than nothing is worth celebrating. So for me, it wasn't like I don't need much. Like I'm a minimalist. Like I don't need much to be happy. Like I don't have a car or anything like that. It's like as long it's
you
like
brought that up in an interview, in a previous interview, where you said your biggest joy in life isn't monetary or isn't material. It's the selfless acts that you do every day.
Absolutely.
And did you want to talk about a few examples? 'Cause I saw a few examples online. Because we do have what you actually, there's a quote here you said in one of your previous interviews, right? Right here you said, you mentioned, I always felt compelled to just help people. I love seeing the smile on someone's face when I'm able to help them achieve something that they thought was impossible, right? Now, you work with a lot of clients, right? Over 6,000 to be exact, right? And so
it's been a journey,
what's that story, that selfless act, that one act that will always sit with you? That because you seem to always, because we try to direct the conversation towards you, but you always like to push it towards helping others.
Oh shit, they're catching on.
And so you I'm out. A ton of humility, right? So if you want to go that direction, then what was that one story that because this is who you are now, right? You said you're a people person. So was there a moment in life that made you the way you are today? That was the final eureka moment. Like, this is who I want to be.
I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, like I'm not gonna try and veer the conversation away or anything, but I just always felt like I belonged. Amazing.
I love that confidence, man.
Yeah, I
love that confidence.
I felt like an outsider in different ways, but the more outside I was sometimes of certain situations, the more I felt like I could be the person to just bring people together, or just like, it's like one of those things, like, when you step in the room and like everyone gravitates to that one person and the room lights up, like Alter Santos is that motherfucking guy times 10. Okay, like I've thrown parties where it's like I'm there and there's alcohol and there's music and everybody's dancing, the lights are cool and shit, and I'm thinking I'm the fucking man right now, everything's blessed, no stress, and there's like 15 of us, and then everybody's just like chilling on their phones and stuff, and then Santos comes in, he's like, "What's poppin', bro?"
And everybody's just
and then the party starts.
The party starts.
And I've had that type of influence and impact on a lot of different people, so it's always exciting for me, because it's like, in anything that I do, I know that I'm able to elevate people's life. So to kind of get back to what you're saying here, because I started talking about Santos, there wasn't one specific defining moment in time. It was just more of like, as I was growing through life, I would see like celebrities or people in entertainment, and I'm like, it wasn't like, I wish that I could be that. It was like, well, one day, yeah, when I'm on the TV and I'm doing interviews like that, and oh yeah, well, one day when I'm on the cover of that magazine, oh well, it's like I already believed it. It was like reverse engineering. If anything, it was like I already knew I had it, and I'm a very spiritual person too, but I already knew that I had all these things. I just had to work backwards onto bringing them into reality, into my life. And that's why a lot of things that I see and I do, and I get empowerment, this is going to answer your question, but I get empowerment from people, seeing people achieve more than I have with less. And that's like the fucking, like, the best thing, like, in my soul, like, that's what, like I feel an energy around me right now just thinking about it, because it wasn't one specific client that I saw over the 6,000 of them that I was like, that person is the person that inspires me. I get asked a lot in every interview, who inspires you? Is it The Rock? Is it Michael B. Jordan? Is it Will Smith? And none of those niggas. It ain't none of those niggas. I'll be honest, What it is the people that I'm able to see just with tenacity and perseverance actually prevail at something. The everyday person, the single mom who's trying to take care of 3 kids and stuff like that, and there's no quit, you can't even have the thought of quitting once, because people are relying and depending on you. the people that put themselves through that shit every single day, and whatever it is, it doesn't have to be fitness related, but like through my clients, getting to know them and their personal lives, because I like to get in there because I'm a life enhancer. Like, I feel like that's
People steroid.
Yeah. I got to come into people's lives and just bring them up. And like I said, I see the good in them. So I just want to empower them, right? But hearing, different stories of people like that is what really inspires me to keep going, because I have my days where I wake up and I'm like, fuck, man, like some guys talking shit about me on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a sensitive guy because I'm like, man, like I thought I was a pretty nice guy. I thought I was doing a nice thing. But those things could break me down and beat me down. But then I'll see, like I said, like a single mother or somebody else that's going through some shit, and like the actual circumstance of their life is actually more difficult over a longer period of time. This is just some asshole who's coming in right now trying to get some clout.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
and that's the thing. With you, when you came in, even when we talked about it, the first thing he said was, "I don't know why I was targeted." And that's when you ask that to yourself, honestly, it just means that it's getting the reaction. Right? When you're a good person, sometimes you bring in it's envy, and envy is a very dangerous thing because it plays with the mind. It makes you believe something is not good when it could be good. And but for you, honestly, man, if there's some noise around you and some controversy, it means you're doing a good thing. You're pushing waves, right? And you having to have your clients boxing on a bag for some cardio work, there's nothing wrong with that. But there's everything wrong in dropping an essay paragraph about it.
Yeah.
Right? So at the end of the day, you got to look at it this way. Does it cost you sleep? Does it cost you money? No. Yeah. Right? At the end of the day, you stay hungry. Like you said, I actually love that mentality. They say that when's the best time to attack a tiger? It's when it's full, because then it's satisfied. Right?
Damn.
And so when you say I like to stay hungry, man, when you said I like to stay hungry, it's that brought me back to that topic, and it's a topic that was brought up by Eric Thomas, right? It's about always being the hungriest one, never being satisfied, right? You take time to acknowledge what you've done, but you keep moving forward. And honestly, haters like this will come and go, like passing wind. Yeah. But a legend like you will stay forever, right? And it all comes down to your belief, your mindset, and that confidence. You have to have that confidence. And I wanted to go back to the Olympic stage because Ali's also done many preps. And I think this is a question that you can even elaborate on it yourself as well. I want to know, because you said you go in there thinking we Canada have to win. But in that tunnel, how do you train yourself to stay focused? Because it's a gold medal win at an Olympic stage. So you're playing against the world. You're not playing against the guy in high school, the guy in university. You're playing against what the world has to offer, the best of the best on that stage. You got to tell me that mindset. Like when you walk into Olympic Village, same thing as a prep week for bodybuilding, right? Your last peak week, right? What is your mindset walking onto the Olympic Village? What is that? That thought process in the tunnel. Maybe Ali, you can tell me how it is when you go on stage for finals, like you did in the Guelph, he won the Guelph Regional show. So he won the overall in that as well, right? So what is it? Maybe both of you can elaborate on this. What is it that you have in your head that keeps you in focus, that keeps your eyesight on the prize, and ultimately allows you to finish? Because we want to talk about this hunger, right? Because clearly there's a hunger in you that nobody else has, right? That you bring to the table every time, and it just flourishes fire on everybody, right? What is that drives that hunger?
Fuck, man. Honestly, coming through with the great questions. There's a lot of different ways that I could look at it. One of the simplest ways I can say is that for me, it was just business. I would just look at it like it was just business.
9 to 5, baby.
It was 9 to 5. I come to the gym. I clock in, I clock out, right? But for me, it was, did you take all your supplements today? Okay, check. Did you do every second of cardio today? Not 1 second less, every second, check. Did you take, did you eat all your meals today, like gram by gram? Check. Did you lift every single fucking rep that you said that you were going to lift? Check. Leaving no stone unturned. And for me, it wasn't actually just about just doing it to do it. It was more of like it was like work. Like I have a checklist in my mind, but it's about, and Ali could tell you this too, if you don't do all the shit that you're supposed to do, psychologically, you have already defeated yourself. You know what I mean? And I've been able to apply this discipline to my life, to my clients and stuff like that. If you don't do the work, then the work isn't done. It's as simple as that. You're not done. And don't start something unless you have the intention of finishing it. So any prep that I went into, my mind was like, this is what you got to do for the day, and you don't fucking leave, and you don't sleep until it's done. I would go to the gym sometimes in Ottawa, like the gym was closed, but I had the key. and I'd be tossing, turning, like in bed. I couldn't sleep because I didn't finish doing what I was supposed to do, and I would just go at 4 a.m. and just be like, all right, I just got to do my cardio because, like, you know, and I just wouldn't think about anything other than, like, that's what it is. There was no deeper emotional attachment to it because I found that for myself at that time in my life, if I brought too much emotion into what I was doing, the emotion was too unstable. You know, I would have high highs. People would be like, you look great. Some days, like, my coach would be like, you look like shit, you know? So it was just black and white. Did you do the work? Okay, then I can move forward to the next day. And some days I would tack on extra work. I'd be like, I was supposed to do half an hour extra of cardio today, but I couldn't do it, so I'll do it tomorrow. And if I couldn't do it the day after that, now that's an hour extra. You know, and you don't fucking leave until the work is done. And that's just the type of, like, I don't know where I got that from, but that's just who I am and how I operate. Like, it's very calculated like that. So a lot of, you know, the success that I can attribute to my level of discipline came from just looking at the work as work and falling in love with the work.
What's some advice for Ali that you can give him because he wants to go pro? What's some advice you can give an up-and-coming amateur who just won his overall in Guelph, right? And it's coming off, you know, a good off-season, about to start a good off-season now. Ali, you talk about your diet as well a little bit.
Yeah,
tell him your diet so he can tell us what it is.
Well, so obviously with the gym starting up, this started in December of 2020, literally a few days after the lockdown is when we incorporated and got this going. And it was, at first it was just, it was actually a lot smaller than it is now. It was just the one unit, and then we got the second unit, and then we got the third unit. But it was supposed to be just a small, cute little personal training studio for me and my clients, right? And then obviously with the lockdown and people needed a place to train, it grew and grew and grew. And as the gym grew, my bodybuilding kind of shrunk because I didn't have time to eat the meals and all that, right? So I've just now made the decision, you know, to get into it more so just because I know that I'm the kind of person where if I know I can be performing at a certain level and I'm not, I feel guilt. Like I need to be at that level and surpass it, right? And so I know that I've got this business going on and it's going great, sure, but I need to get back to taking care of myself, right? Because everything stems essentially from yourself, right? And that's how you can make an impact on other people, by first making sure that you're good in every dimension. So, like Sobhi was saying, I just hired a coach. I got a plan. I've been following it now for 2 weeks, going good, and I'm looking to make hopefully a comeback next year, and go for that pro card.
What's the calories on that thing?
Well, right now it's a lot more than I was eating before.
Holy shit!
I was eating really nothing really for a few months, but now it's like 4,200 calories I'm eating, which is good. And
dude, this guy had. I looked at the thing and I thought it was a grocery list because it said
it's like 425 grams of protein a day. It's a lot of meat. It's half a pound of steak a day, half a pound of chicken a day.
I agree with your coach.
It's good. Yeah, I'm getting strong again. But you know, it's now that I'm starting to get back into it, and I'm starting to feel the benefits of just taking care of yourself physically, and just all aspects of my life is trying to elevate. Even mentally, I'm focused, I'm sharper, right? So it's, any advice you can give me in terms of the mentality that you had, that a champion needs to have, I would appreciate anything you've got to give.
Even through injury, because you said your knees.
I'm an old man. I'm an old man.
Right?
At 25 years old, I'm an old man.
Honestly, I think I've suffered from some injuries myself too.
Yeah, you did.
Torn meniscus, torn ACL, never got them healed or anything like that. Still to this day, I should have done it throughout the pandemic, but whatever. It is what it is. My career is done now, but I would say you actually said it yourself. It's more about putting yourself first. And I think one of the reasons why through this journey here of competing and training athletes for competition, one of the things I was actually able to gain appreciation in my life was like the things that my father did and the people around me that were so supportive. Like, it's my life, you know, like, I mean, I have a good understanding of like the people around me and like what they're going through, but I literally thought everybody just had people that supported them. But you know, there's either people that support you in your life, there's people that are just neutral and they just don't have any type of influence or relate. Like they just won't say anything. They won't be like, oh, you look great. They're just quiet, just, you know. And then there's the people who are negative, and you know, I think one of the things that always pushed me forward was being able to use those three different types of people to push myself forward and always be in control and to use it as reinforcement. If somebody was talking negative shit about me, I'm like, okay, that's in there now. I'll remember that when I'm on the Stairmaster. Yeah. You know, and if my dad's like, oh, I'm so proud of you and this and that and whatever, which is, you know, he's proud of me, but it's not something that, you know, a Turkish man will say to his son too
No,
often.
Middle Eastern man don't say even love you.
You know, so it's like, it was something that like I would like be like, I'm gonna make him proud, I'm gonna make him proud, I'm gonna make him proud, you know. And then the people that were neutral didn't necessarily have any influence, but sometimes I would look at them maybe as competition sometimes and be like, I'm gonna empower myself and be better. It was never like a negative. I just never made my body, mind, and soul a place to attract or hold negative energy in any way. So I would say the same thing for you is give power to the positive. Anything that's positive in your life, continue to use that to empower and to project and elevate yourself forward. You know what I mean? And being able to really just focus on yourself right now is the best way that you could be of use to those around you.
Of course.
You know, like me putting my head down for those 6 years that I was doing competitions, and I retired and I came out of retirement and I competed again and I retired again. You know, I knew that the people around me understood why I was doing this. And even though I lost a lot of friends, so many fucking friends, at the end of the day, I don't blame them for it, because I couldn't be the Eren that they had in their mind of who I was supposed to be at that point in time in our life. I know they could look at me now and be like, shit, he did it. You know, he did all the things that he said. You can't say that I didn't do all the things that I said that I was going to do, because I did. You know what I mean? So the best way for you to be of use to those people is don't look at it as a sacrifice, because a sacrifice means that at the end, achieving that goal might not have been fulfilled. And as long as you're achieving the goal, it's not a sacrifice. It just means you did what the fuck you had to do. You know what I mean? So I would say create that checklist for yourself and make sure that you've already done it, but make sure you surround yourself with the type of people that are going to push you up. And even if you have people around you that are going to hate and talk shit and stuff like that, then
More fuel.
yeah, you know, they say use the negatives to make a better picture. At the end of the day, it's on you. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't worried about
I
you.
like this quote, actually.
That's
It's
wonderful.
Lil Wayne or something. Shit.
That's wonderful, man. And Ali, you said you're preparing for a show next year. Do you have a show in mind?
No, not really. The plan right now is just improve. I'm not looking at a show. I'm just looking at taking it day by day, like you said. You know, checking off the meals, making sure the work is done, and you know, it's like I like to. There's a quote that it always just resonates with me, and it's I tell my clients all the time when they're saying, oh, it's been a week and I haven't changed, right? It's day by day, nothing changes, but when you look back, everything is different, right? And not just a sentiment to bodybuilding. It's just day in, day out, grind, and then you look back to videos of you training or a past progress picture and think, holy shit, that used to be
You don't
me.
even realize.
You don't even realize it, right? It's just the habits that you've instilled in yourself. Just like brushing your teeth, cardio becomes just like that.
Yep.
It has to get done.
Yep.
You don't even think about it.
Even turn your brain off.
Yeah.
That's what I tell some of my clients too. And it's funny that you said what you just said, because I literally told one of my clients the exact same thing. He wants to do a show, and I told him, he's like, oh, you know, I'm not seeing the changes and this and that. I said, fall in love with the work. Bottom line, especially in bodybuilding, at the end of the day, when you walk away and you step off stage, win or lose, first place, second place, overall, not overall, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what you have achieved is something that nobody can ever take away from you. And that was one of the things when I would go into my shows, because I was undefeated for a while, but when I would step off the stage and I didn't win, I was like, fuck, like, it's all done. Like you feel like your life has just come crashing, all that work. I had a relationship with this person here, and now, like, I have to repair that, damage control on this and that, and maybe I missed some work, and, you know, prep's expensive too and stuff like that, you know? I look back and I look at my physique and I'd be like, they can't take away this progress. But it was deeper than just the physical. It was the mental aspect of the tenacity and the perseverance, like I said, that I had, that I was like, shit, now I know what I'm capable of, right? And if my perception of what I thought that I could do was this, now it's this. And I'm not going to let that shrink, because I know that I can do this.
Yeah.
So now that I'm here, well, shit, let's bring on some more challenges. Okay, now I can do this. Okay, now that I know I can do that, what else can I do? And you just keep growing and growing and growing and growing like that.
Yeah, you've always been really good with, like, if he says he's gonna do something, he ends up doing it. Like he will do it and not look back.
Well, see, it's like I remember telling myself something back in university, and it was, if someone asks you to do something, or if there's a choice for you to do something and you're uncomfortable a little bit, it's a sign that you have to do it, because that's how you grow, by doing, by experiencing, right? And there's a lot of people, like, I'm very fortunate that I've found my passion in fitness, and that it's gotten me to where I am, and I'm so grateful to have found this. But there's a lot of people out there that don't have a passion. They don't have that driving force. And everyone needs something. It doesn't have to be fitness, but something that gives them a reason to wake up every day and live their life and go to sleep excited for the next day, right? So it's just, this has given, it's amazing. Sobhi's clients too, my clients coming in and, you know, they're a little timid, they don't know what they're doing in here, and you see as the months progress, they tell you themselves. You get to know your clients pretty intimately, and they tell you about the ways in which their confidence is improving, their relationships, how people treat them. Everything is just improving, and it's amazing to see. And again, it all stems from building that mindset.
Well, you guys are leaders, you know what I mean? And you guys are setting that example forward. And that's like been my tagline since I started, was legends lead by example. And that was another thing, like literally my whole life and all like my successes come from me holding myself accountable, really, and having the integrity to do that. So if I publicly say something like Soph was saying, I'm like, shit, it's out there. And now I got to do it, you know? And the funny thing is, like, people will look at our lives and they'll see the wins, but nobody sees the losses. And I'm like, for every one win that you see that's advertised on my Instagram, there's like 10 or 15 losses behind it. But if you have that champion mindset and champion mentality, then you will continue to persevere. And you'll look at it like, you know, you never lose, you just learn, right?
Quick question.
In 5 years, the next 5 years, what will Eren have accomplished?
Nigga, I might be on the moon.
I love it.
I might be on the fucking moon,
Well,
man. I don't know.
Close your eyes and tell me what.
I don't have to close my eyes. I
Close
already
your
know.
eyes, but what's going on?
Envision.
We're on the
it.
couch here.
Close your eyes. The couch is black too.
Listen to the sound of my voice.
Yeah.
You know?
Skip ads. Get right to the action, baby.
I don't know, man. Like, I could get really deep into the details, or I could just say that I'm at a point in time in my life, I'm 30, and I will only do the things that I love. Bottom line. That's it. And that might be more of what I've done and more continue to do more of what I've done, or it might be something completely different. Like, I'm moving to LA, as we said, and to me, it's more of like I'm going there for peace. And it's funny to say that because people are like, oh, you're not going to find any fucking peace in LA. I don't necessarily mean LA. It's like Cali is the main focus right now, but I just need to get out of my comfort zone. And Toronto was starting to get really comfortable for me. And it's not that I feel that I'm better than anyone else, because I could see the type of narrative that people are having with me now that I tell them, like, yeah, I'm going, oh, yeah, okay, big time. All right, cool. You know, but it's not that. It's actually the way I look at it. And I actually want to share this with you guys because I think you guys are going to get some empowerment from this. But the way I look at it is it's like a pyramid, right? When you're at the base of the pyramid, all you see is what you can see around you. This is your basic level of knowledge and understanding. So you see what the person to the left and the person to the right are doing, and there's not really much going on because everybody's all just kind of doing the same shit, you know, whether it's 9 to 5, no disrespect, or whatever it is, everybody's in that kind of like that same vibe, right? As you slowly start to elevate yourself, your consciousness, your awareness, whatever it is that empowers you, your sense of self, like your identity, let's not even say your ego, but like just who you believe that you are and your purpose and your worth and the value that you put on your own self, you start to elevate. And the higher that you get up, you're able to actually have a higher understanding and perception of everything that's happening around you. Because the higher you get up on the pyramid, the more you can see the land around you and everything that is beneath you. You know, I'm not saying beneath you, but everything that is beneath you that you have survived through and you have gained knowledge and understanding and growth, you understand. You've already understood. And the higher you get up this pyramid, or the mountain, if you want, you're at the peak. And when you're at that peak, there's a few things that you have to do. Now you understand. You can see the whole lay of the land. You understand everything because you've been through it. And you understand what it's like to go through it. But for me, my whole thing has been, okay, I've mastered this. What next? Self-actualization. How do I take the knowledge and the growth and the understanding of what I have and what I've experienced and transcend it onto those around me? And I think that that's something that's very powerful that a lot of people kind of neglect and they don't think about and they don't implement, or they're just not even aware that that's maybe that's not like the secret to life, but I think like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, like at the peak is self-actualization, right?
So what are some ways in which you intend to do this? Obviously there's training and there's empowerment, you give people through that, but are there any other kind of platforms and mediums that you intend to?
Yeah, I'm working on a lot of different things, and everything that I do has that self-actualization like concept at the core of it. You know, I want to go to LA, not because I think I'm better than anyone or anything. It's another platform that's at a higher level that's going to allow me to connect and interact and empower more people. It's just more exposure. That's all it is, you know? And like
I think you need like just a new environment.
Expanding your
Normal.
network too, right? So I mean,
all of that.
That's
more
all.
reach.
All of that, all of those things in so many different ways. And I'm not saying I'm not gonna party out there, but I'm definitely not.
Of course, man. Isn't that the
I'm
capital
not going
of the
there,
porn
though.
industry?
We'll see you on the boat, Aaron.
Listen, I'm gonna have some fun, okay?
We'll be on the boat.
I'm gonna be on the boat and shit.
You're only gonna see him on the boat.
Personal
That's it.
training on a boat and shit.
That's the best, man.
Box-
That's
on a boat?
Boxing on a boat. It's been talked about.
That'd be nice.
It will be fantastic. But, you know, I have like fitness apps that I'm working with, not even my own and stuff like that, but like that's something. I do the acting too. There's some acting opportunities out there. I'm not like, I never go into anything with the mentality of like, I'm going to kill, I'm going to be number one. I go into it with what we talked about is like, I just want to try new things out, you know? And if I go into it and I master it, then sure, yeah, cool, that's fun. Like, you know, like I'm not cocky or arrogant. I'm not like, yo, I'm the fucking man that did that. No, I'm just like, let me show you how it's done. Don't make the same mistakes that I made. You know, you could do this and you could do that. Like Soph will tell you, I have connected so many people in the city. Like I've gotten so many people sponsored with supplement companies or clothing companies, or like people start dating and shit like that because they met at my party, you know, like Legendary
Met
Love
so many
matchmaking
people.
service or some shit. Like, I don't know,
We've met so many people.
you know, and that's my favorite thing. Like you talked about in the post there is like when people identify each other through like our network, it always empowers me. Like somebody was wearing like that same legend hat that he's wearing
Yeah.
the other day, and then one of my closest friends saw the guy at the bar, and he's like, they sent me a photo, and you know, immediately like that boosts my day up more than anything, because I'm like, it's like a fucking like a bat signal, you know? It's like you see that and it's like, oh, you know Eren, and there's this general consensus that like, well, if you know Eren, then you're probably a nice person.
Yeah.
So then that community and that connection is there, and to me that's like part of leaving a legacy, not just in Canada but like on this planet. You know what I mean? So everything that I'm doing in LA, it could be everything, it could be nothing. I'm like so fucking at peace with my life, bro. If I live in a tent on the beach right now and I have like one of those bird scooter things, the electric ones and shit, I want one of those. I want two. Then that's
very
peace
nice.
for me,
man. It sounds like freedom.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly
Good for
it.
you, man. Especially at the age of 30. I think a lot of people don't realize how young you are, man. At 30 years old, to say that I can live at peace now, right? It's especially going through the pandemic and what we've been through for the past 2 years, almost feel like a cage. For someone at the end of that to say, I'm at peace with life, it's phenomenal, man. And
The pandemic helped me out with that a lot.
yeah, and
Lot.
how could you say it's because would
So
you
many ways I
would you
could
say
talk about
because everything was taken away from you that helped you a lot?
I think it just
Because it made you kind of sit by yourself and really take in. Because once the world stops moving, because I know you're a busy man, so I bet when everything comes to a halt, you kind of finally had time to actually yourself.
it was a combination of that and the opposite side of the spectrum of that too. Because on one hand, when I'm not doing things, emotionally I get very like defeated. I become like if I'm not doing something productive. And actually the funny thing is this, I always correct people because people are like, oh, I know you're busy. I'm like, I'm not busy, I'm being productive. Because you could be busy taking a shit. And that's busy. I'm taking the longest shit of my life. I'm busy. You know what I'm saying? But are you being productive? No. Realistically, no, right? So I'd like to say that I'm being productive, doing things that either empower me or elevate the brand or helping other people. Because that's something that like just empowers me, is being productive, right? So so when the pandemic happened and stuff like that, I wasn't able for the first little bit, like literally like maybe a month, to be productive. And that having that power stripped and taken away from me was something that, you know, I was trying to grasp and be like, what do I do? You know, like, what am I going to do? Right. But on the other hand, it was so freeing for my mental health, because I've had depression before and stuff like that. And being able to just unplug and like have, like, I hate to say it to some of the people who are going to watch and be like, that's what he was doing. Just to have the best excuse to be like, sorry, the pandemic, you know, like, I don't know. Was like, bro, like it was cheat codes. You know what I'm saying? Because so many people would want to like reach out and connect, and like I'm always happy to help people, but like there's a lot of like handouts and shit. And there's a lot of like, Eren, build this entire thing for me. Okay, well, what am I gonna get out of it?
Yeah,
And
usually the answer is nothing.
And usually the answer is nothing, right? And there's these empty promises. And I'm not mad, and I'm not singling out a single person or anything like that. But I've helped so many people, and like when I see that the passion for what they're trying to introduce is equal, then like immediately, like I said, I see the opportunity. I'm like, okay, we could do this. And I've done it before. So my mind's like, yeah, we're going to build an apparel brand. We could do this. And then you might think that you want to invest into this, but like, don't, that's a waste of time. So you could do this here. And I have a connection for that. I get discounts with it, you know? So it's like, those things are what keep me going more than anything. And during the pandemic, I was able to just unplug from everyone. I was able to say, sorry, not meeting anybody, not doing this. Dude, we're in a pandemic right now. Like, what do you want from me, right? And being able to just kind of like block out a lot of the noise actually gave me an opportunity yet again to look within myself and just get a little bit of peace, because I was burnt the fuck out, man.
Yeah.
I was promised like I was gonna go to like Dubai, and then I was gonna be in Italy, and then I was gonna be I don't even remember, like maybe even like India or something like that. Like I had a whole bunch of different things that I was gonna go and do, and literally in my mind I'm like, you can't actually do all these things, Eren.
Yeah.
You know, and I've overpromised and overstretched myself to so many people, because like I just can't say no to some people sometimes, right? Yeah. And being able to just kind of like pull back and take a second to breathe was very cathartic. And even not working out for a little bit was actually kind of cathartic too, because for the first time ever in the world, I felt like we were all equal. And that's something that I always preach, is like, I don't give a fuck about your Gucci belt. I don't give a fuck about your Louis bag. I don't give a fuck about your Ferrari. I don't give a shit about any of that shit, all those materialistic man-made things. Who are you when all that stuff is taken away, right? And just to see some people kind of squirm a little bit, you know, and realize how human we all really are, because they're on these fucking pedestals that they might have put themselves on. Seeing people come down to a human and equal level as everyone else was like, my soul deep down inside was like, energetically speaking, like the whole universe is all aligned. Like, I mean, a lot of people were hurt and suffering. I get that too. But it was nice to see certain people that maybe overvalued the type of influence and emphasis they have in the world realize that really, like,
They're just like everybody else.
you're just like everybody else. Yeah. So that was like, to my mind, that gave me a lot of relief.
That's an amazing perspective
Yeah,
to have.
it is, man.
That's wow.
Because if you look at it, right, a lot of the messages we got weren't like that. It was how depression was. I mean, you can talk about some of the
Man, it's crazy, right?
emails we got.
That we continue to get with the gym being closed, right? People, it's sad.
It's sad. Like people talk about suicide, talk about severe depression, and which you said you also suffered from too, right? So nobody's immune from it.
And that's a big thing that, you know, that I'm glad. People, like I said before, say this is a loophole, but I'm proud to say that we are open, supporting people's mental and physical health. Like it's something that I'm proud to say, and something that honestly we might just continue saying that we are about, because this ultimately started at a time when things were not available, essential things like this, and being able to provide that is something that we want to say that we're going to continue to do going forwards, right?
Yeah.
So,
And
It's got my support for sure.
Thank you, man. And like I said, to see news media and outlets make a mockery of people here just because they have muscles, just because they work hard, saying that, you know, these guys all, you know, they're not disabled, they're just juice heads, you know, steroid heads, can't even walk upright. It was sad to see, because those same people probably have reasons why they're upset too, and they're just lashing out, right? And that's why we didn't get mad at anybody, because we feel like a lot of people right now are in a position where they don't want to be in, and they want to put the blame out. So to hear your perspective is very refreshing, right? To hear someone say, when everything got taken away from me, I felt like I was at peace because I know I am one with everyone else. And that's such a wonderful way to look at things. And to tie this all in, because Sophie's been quiet the whole time. You know, we talk about people, but we still don't know how you guys even met. Like, because you're on the same episode, but
True.
You haven't told
I
us
just
how you
met
guys.
this guy. I don't even know.
Yeah,
who he
because you
is.
said you're very close, but this whole time I'm talking to Eren, and I'm like, Sophie's there, but
She's just vibing. She's like, yeah, I was there for that
He's
shit
just
too.
such an empowering. I don't want to interrupt. He just, the way he speaks, it's poetic.
it's wonderful, right? But at the same time, you know, you guys seem like you said, your brother and sister, right? How did you guys meet, and what was your first impression of Eren? Eren, what was your first impression of her? Because I want to know. Because she's been quiet the whole episode, but I've been trying to pick at her
Am I
from
allowed
it.
to be honest?
Let me just take a
That's
sip of this right now.
Eren was doing some naughty, huh?
Don't worry.
Towards the end of the show, so they got to know me. So
anyways.
yeah, go.
When I met Robert, I heard about Eren here and there.
Here and there. What's some here and there?
Well, yeah.
Take another sip.
Robert would always be like, "Oh, you're gonna love my brother." You know, he'd show me pictures of Eren, and I'd be like, you know, like he's
Big
looking
juicy man,
great.
by the way. Abs looking like condominiums.
This is before the pandemic. No, I'm joking.
And then when I met him, because I was just at I was at a bad point in my life, so I was just like, oh, this is just gonna be another guy with a friggin' chip on his shoulder, you know, like
Another
gonna
douchebag.
act like a douche, you know. And I was like, oh, I don't even want to deal. But then I got to know him, and I was just like wow, like he's motivated. Like he motivated me all the time, even to work out, and just how like disciplined he was in his day-to-day with his diet, and how consistent he was with his clients, with everything he did in his day. Like it motivated me. And then I got to be around Robert, and I got to be around him, so it was just a very empowering group, and it motivated me to work towards like what I do now.
What do you do now?
Well, I've like in every job that I've had, I've definitely always invested myself fully, and it's probably made me not be involved with a lot of people because I was always busy. But I've been privileged enough to be able to do what I love, and I do interior architecture at an architectural design studio. So I work on the interior. I do like 3D modeling and everything.
Amazing.
And I also have a strong passion for music, so I get to do that every day. Since I'm working from home, I get to, do my day-to-day job and be in the studio with Robert and listen to music and work with him on his scheduling and making sure that he's where he needs to be and making sure he's organized and he can enjoy and be able to focus on his music.
And you said you do a lot of architectural work. Now, do you have any projects you're currently working on?
Oh, I have many.
And so what would be, so what's, now, all of us are probably not well rehearsed in that field. What goes into your job as an architect, like interior architect? Like what is a day in the life of your job?
Okay, so like I don't do just like one thing. So a lot of the times I'm having meetings since it's COVID now, and I started the job usually when COVID started. So usually I speak with clients, and sorry, oh my gosh. I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous.
Can we cut this out after?
No, we can keep it going.
No.
Yeah, let's go.
What do you do at
Sorry,
work?
I got nervous.
It's okay.
She's dope as fuck at what she does, and in the little time that I've known her, seeing how she interacts with her clients and how efficient she is, I actually don't know how she balances all the things that she does.
Sorry, I can talk about it. I just got like, I didn't know where to start because I do so much in a day.
Because the thing is, it's crazy. You said, because you basically run someone's entire life and then have your own life.
Yes.
So
I was
still
sorry, I was
that
just
you were
trying to think
nervous,
about
but
my
we
day.
weren't paying attention about how you were nervous. We were just taking in holy
She's
shit.
thinking about Santos right now.
I
That's
don't
why she
remember
got
what I had for
sidetracked.
breakfast
Yeah,
this
I got
morning.
sidetracked. Sorry. Okay. So basically,
She is human.
so I work for an architecture firm. So the architects will build the model of the house, and they give me the layout. So I get to choose where the bedrooms are going to go. I design the millwork, the kitchen, and I pick all the finishes. So I work with the client, and I help them pick these finishes. And they're custom contemporary homes, so I don't really have a budget.
That sounds fun.
It is fun. There's no budget.
I wish we had no budget.
These are all.
Because we're looking for someone to design our office, but we have a budget.
Yeah, we have a budget.
Yeah, but I can definitely do that. 'cause I do, like,
IKEA and HomeSense. and
but I
some
mean, if you
Marshalls and a
ever
little
want
bit
to
of winners.
redesign, I can do that. I can
100%,
do
I'm gonna
that.
talk to you
I'll
after
definitely
this.
help you
Yeah.
out with that.
IKEA, remember, Sophia? I swear to God.
Sophia IKEA?
You go to Ashley's Furniture, some bullshit like that, would be upset, you know?
No, never.
Unless you got 9-year financing, we're not doing nothing.
It's all gonna be custom. I'm gonna
Wow.
Custom.
custom.
I think you tripped out. He's going to Dubai. We're not going
Marble
to Dubai.
slabs everywhere.
Everyone's going to Dubai. We're gonna be here. So anything wooden that Leanne could put together, because we can't put together anything, would be fantastic. 9999 maximum. Okay, 9999.
But is this something that you're going to continue after the move?
I have entertained some job opportunities
That's in Miami.
that I was looking at for
Ooh,
sure.
sick.
By the waters, that'd be great.
I mean, yeah,
On a
it's
boat.
better than Lake Ontario.
That's
I'm
what-
sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely want to explore music a lot more. I have like a very strong passion for it, and I have a very strong belief in Robert. I really believe in him as an artist and very
So
big things.
For you, are you ever gonna explore music in your sense of your own singing? In a way?
I can't sing.
Have you tried?
I mean,
Because you're around Robert all the time. Have you ever went to the mic yourself and tried?
he's wanted me to, but no. I mean, maybe one day when I,
She can
grow a
dance.
pair, I'll do it.
She can dance.
I can dance.
Dance.
I can dance apparently.
She can
Hey,
dance.
that's good. That's good. Hey, music videos.
I've been trying.
Yeah. So, and have you ever? But has it ever come to you the thought of perhaps going onto a mic? Because I know you get nervous in front of a mic now, but I mean, it's not something that it's not easy for us to do.
It's my
The
first
first
time.
two episodes. Josh, how many times we shoot the first episode? 3 times.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
3 times. About 3 times, because I said some shit on there.
And you're like,
Okay,
no.
so I feel better
Like
now.
no, like we could, like it was so long that Josh couldn't just cut out that part because that part was the episode.
I hope we
that's
can
how
cut out
big
my
the-
part, Josh.
That's how big my damage was. That Josh cut it out, and there was 3 minutes left in the episode. It was
When I was 6 years old.
oh, bro,
That's where
longer
it all
than that.
began, yeah.
Like when you put in Lord of the Rings and you pull out the second cassette, and put on the fucking yeah, and
It's a
that shit's still
marathon.
hot. You know that it was like that. It took forever to finish, and then at the end of it, I looked around and both these guys were sitting there like this.
Didn't know that about you, huh?
Nothing, bro. They had said nothing, not a word. But to close things out, right? I had a question for you, both of you, and you both have to answer this. If you had one message you can put out, because I know you're going to LA, and I know you know, and you go to Miami. If there's one billboard that everyone on Earth can see, what's the message you put on there? What would you
Holy
want to
shit.
close things out? What would be
Holy shit.
that message?
So many going through my head. Oh, I have one. And people should recognize. But I'm gonna start. I don't want to cry. Jesus Christ. Your impact on people is like the most valuable currency you can give. And like that's what I try to do with when I meet people every day, is to just impact them with like my presence and just, you know, show them good energy, because some people could be feeling down, and I've had days where I've been feeling down, and just someone simply saying hi to me or like asking me about my day or just being nice, like just positive, has impacted my entire day. And I feel that here.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Thank you, Sophia.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Thank you. And Eren?
Damn, how am I supposed to top that? I'll give you 2, and I'll just give you the simple. Like if it was just like if I had minimal amount of money in my bank account, and I couldn't pay for a big billboard, it would say lead by example. So that would be the first one there. But you know, let's say I had some Dubai money. What I would say is that, and this is something like a philosophy of mine that I believe in, is I say it like this, right? Should have, could have, would have. Okay? It's easy to obsess about about how things in your life could be better, but how often do we, how often do we realize that things could also be worse? So despite all the negative shit that you might have been through in your life, as long as you can say that you are at peace in the present moment, then all the good and all the bad that has happened before this moment that has brought you to who you are, you have to accept. So be at peace with who you are.
They say the richest place in the world is the graveyard because their ideas, ambitions, imaginations, and dreams lay unanswered. And if there's one thing you guys did today is really spark the ambition and dream in all of us here and all our viewers listening. We'd like to thank you, Eren Legend and Sophia DaCruz, for coming on our show. Ali, any closing comments?
That's about it. Thank you guys.
Wonderful.
For,
Thank
Thank
you
you for
guys.
having us, guys. Oh my God, honestly, I felt very welcome in here, and I didn't expect this. Like honestly, I had no idea what to expect today, but you guys have created such like a beautiful environment from start to finish, and to be able to experience something like this too as I head into this next chapter of my life, I think spiritually speaking that I was meant and destined to be here to hear these words and to have some of these questions to reflect back on and reaffirm how I'm going to move forward in life right now too. So like this was all meant to be right now, and the timing couldn't be more perfect, and I appreciate you guys for having me.
Thank you for your time, because you know you're a busy man. Sophia, thank you as well, and your team here. Thank you guys for coming. Josh, you as well. Thank you. This is Sobhi, Ali, and Muscle HQ Audio and Visual Experience tuning out. Have a good day.